Woo! Left me behind.
Gassed. All right, Brandon's ready to run another 5.
A little burnout.
I'm gassed. That was hard.
We gotta get our heart rate down a little bit. But
What were you sitting at?
my average was 167. So we gotta get that down to like
150.
10 more.
Bro, what time of the year did you run the marathon?
October.
Dude, I can't. I'm dreading swimming and running in the cold.
Like middle of the pack first time.
Even top, yeah, if you could hit top 30%, that'd be like the biggest win. Yeah, if I finish somewhere in the middle, I'll be super happy.
Easy.
Sure.
Definitely going up.
Alrighty, so that is a wrap on the 5 miles. For some reason, man, that felt a lot harder. Obviously, we did pick up our pace. So I think we usually average like almost a 10-minute per mile pace, just because we're kind of still building that base. And so we're able to get that down to under 9 minutes. So we were just really pushing each other, especially in the last like 2 miles of that race, or 2 miles of that run. But I was thinking about this while I was running, and it's so funny when you're in the moment, when you're in the process of like pain, you have to reconvince yourself almost every single day why you're doing what you're doing, because the alternative is I could be sleeping at home. And so it's like, why put myself through the suffering? For those of us who aspire to be like Christ, for those of you who are Christian, one thing the Bible talks about all the time is becoming like him, right? Looking to him as an example. And ultimately, like, the real reason all of us are here is to learn and grow and turn our lives towards Christ. And so one thing that I think about all the time when I think about him is his crucifixion, right? And the amount of suffering that he went through in order to give us salvation and to save our soul, essentially. And so while I'm running, I'm just like, man, this sucks. Like, why am I doing this? I could literally be at home sleeping right now. And I think that if we look to what the Savior had to go through, and in no way will we ever experience a small fraction of what he experienced, but if we can look at ourselves and say, if the Savior can go through what he went through, then what the pain that I am experiencing in this moment, the pain that I think is horrible and is painful, that I can't do this, then I think if we look to him as an example of somebody that can overcome the ultimate pain, which was suffering his crucifixion, suffering every single pain that we felt, like if he can do that, then I can do what I'm doing. And so it's, in a way, you can look at pain and suffering through almost anything in your life, in business, in your career, when you're in fitness and you're trying to accomplish incredible goals, looking to the Savior, looking to his suffering as a crutch and a goalpost of allowing me to go through hard things. I'm taking that with me throughout this week as I continue to build the base for this Ironman training, and as I go through more hard things in my life. So yeah, we're grateful for the pain, grateful for the suffering. It's gonna just make you a better person at the end of the day. So I'm gonna go home, make the wife and kids some breakfast, and get to work. Aspen, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Missy. Morning. Because he's gonna tell you that there's 2 other companies that have said that there's not enough flow there, but that's exactly why we installed that flow meter. Oh, are those pictures?
Yeah, but look.
Dada.
I have Brody's blocks up to. Oh, that isn't over there.
Baby
Wow.
photos.
This is Brody's.
Brody's.
This is Aspen's.
Aspens. Yeah, Brody, you want breakfast?
Mama has
No.
Mama didn't get her mate.
All right. It's coming. Avocado? Okay. Hi, Aspen. Hi. Hi. Got some disgusting olive Italian sourdough bread.
You gotta get a close up of how good it is. Look at that. That's my mom.
Somebody's a little impatient.
Yeah, it's just sitting right there. Mom ready.
That's how spoiled you are. So you gotta eat, buddy? Huh?
Still no mate. No, eat first. Just
We go to Hawaii tomorrow?
No, ¿a dónde vamos mañana? Okay.
Today? Okay, Daddy's gonna go to work.
Wait, but what's in Hawaii?
Beach.
Mama, I'll go beach. Mama, I'll go beach. I'll go,
Okay,
beach.
Daddy loves you.
One day.
Oh my God.
No mate today. Alright, I caved.
Mama,
Thank you. Eh?
Spoiled. Okay, bye, Brody. We're just finishing up the day here. I just wanted to get on. I had a couple thoughts that I think can really help some of you guys out there. And some of these thoughts have helped me kind of process and help grow our business. The number one thing that I attribute our success to with specifically our pool business, and the reason I talk about the pool business is because we've taken it from literally $0 at the end of 2022 to over $3.5 million we're gonna do this year. So literally 0 to a couple $1,000,000 in revenue. And there's kind of a hump of 2 to 5 million to get past. Once you can kind of get past that mark, then you're really off to the races. There's a $1 billion business in almost every single industry. There's $1 billion trash removal businesses, waste management, multi-billion-dollar company. There's lawn mowing companies, True Green, billions of dollars in revenue. Like you could go down the list, and the list is endless of $1 billion companies in boring industries. The reason they're able to grow the way those companies grew, for one, is they were in the right place at the right time. Okay, you take Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. There's a group of people who all of a sudden, at the same time, became ultra successful, all happenstance, roughly at the same time period in history. Do you think the chances are that this random group of guys were all of a sudden just extremely smart out of all the population and all the history of humanity? It's like, no, they were in the .com era where technology was booming and people were essentially buying products online, and this was a time where it was easy to make money in a growing industry. Those guys were in the right place at the right time.
And so this is something that I have learned because I've started multiple businesses, and I've really tried to figure out like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Like what do I have to do in order to grow this thing? And what I have learned is there are certain industries that you can make more money, and it's simply through supply and demand. If you can study the laws behind supply and demand and how it works, there's a book called Blue Ocean Strategy. And essentially what Blue Ocean Strategy is trying to figure out a way to differentiate your product or service through a USP, which is a unique selling proposition. Uber didn't invent the taxi business, they reinvented it. And so same thing with us in the pool industry, we approached pools in a much different way than all the other companies that we compete with. And so that's just why we have seen such a crazy growth. And so if you're in an industry that you feel like you've been in for years and you're not growing and it's just not working, for one, I would look at your industry, look at your competition, because I guarantee you there's adjacent markets that you can compete in that you won't have to work as hard. You can blue ocean either your industry or look at other places where the blue ocean strategy can potentially work for you. That took us from where we were to where we are today, from literally 7 failed businesses to now operating a successful business. And yes, it could still burn to the ground, especially with AI. You know, search engines are going to change. The way you market is going to change, especially in home service and any service business. And so you have to always be willing to adapt and change. And so that's what we're doing, and that's what we have done in the pool industry. And so for me, and I think you can take that with you as you're trying to grow your business, is figure out a way to differentiate yourself. Try a different angle in the marketplace, try a different offer, figure out something that if you were to tell your competitors that you're doing, they would never think twice to do what you would want to do, because nobody's ever done it before and it's never worked, or they just think it's outright crazy. So yeah, we're finishing off the week here, gonna finish out the day, gonna get a quick workout in, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the inside.
All right, guys, it is shoulder day. Gonna get a quick shoulder pump. Heading out to Maui tomorrow, so stay tuned for that video. Shoulders, I like to hit alone, just because sometimes it can get lost and my shoulders are kind of flat, so we gotta get that little bowling ball going. But yeah, so we're gonna hit shoulders today, some overhead press, some lateral raises. Let's get it. So something that I've realized really just the longer that I've been in business, and really the older you get and the more you achieve in life, like just naturally the more pressure that gets put on you, more responsibility, the more I realize like I can't live without having some type of fitness routine in my life, especially like lifting weights and exercising, and then right now pertaining to running and training for the Ironman with endurance training. I can't live without it. You know, I have to, or else I wouldn't be able to operate. But it's pretty crazy how your mindset shifts, and the more you do it, the more you crave it, and it's pretty crazy. Back to it. This next week, heading out to Maui. So, gonna be attempting to document the trip with the fam, running the 2 companies from Hawaii. So, also gonna be attempting to run and train, keep the endurance up for the Ironman training. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys liked it. Peace. Had to get one to go.